Hey everyone, Crabby Pants Jen back at ya. I started filming like a little while ago, and my stomach has not been cooperative. I just had a really bad mixture of things for lunch because I got frustrated with what to put together. Because like yesterday, when I had lunch, I cut up steak. I talked about this yesterday, but the mere fact of putting lunch together was like exhausting. And I had a really great session this morning with the cancer center therapist, and I wanted to talk about that with you today, as I'm like hunched over because my stomach is just not being very kind right now. I think I wasn't being very kind to it, so maybe that's payback. Um, I ate a kale salad, and I had I don't like kale. I know it's good for you, whatever, but I ate a kale salad, not the whole thing, but it was like, oh. And then I had, like every day I'm having an electrolyte solution. And I tried a different brand today, which was Liquid IV. Not a fan. Ultima is the other kind that I bought that was great. But Ultima I'm having a hard time finding. And then because my stomach was bothering me, and I'm like, oh, I should do comfort food like chocolate, which is not the best call to make. A friend of mine dropped off chocolate and some stuff last night. It was very sweet. I haven't seen her in a really, really long time. So I thought that would be a nice treat for me, and then didn't dawn on me. I don't usually eat chocolate and sweets and stuff, so my stomach is like not very happy with me right now. I did take Tylenol last night before bed because yesterday I was really hurting. And this morning woke up. I have to say one good thing. I slept 7 hours straight last night, which was the first time I've done that since surgery. I woke up and it was like that feeling again when, like if you're nursing and you wake up and you're like, oh, the baby slept through the night. But meanwhile, if you're nursing, your breasts are so engorged, they feel like, oh, I can't even explain that feeling. But that's what it feels like for me right now. This morning. So I took Tylenol at 8, and then I took Tylenol again like an hour ago, and had a conversation about, fortunately the plastic surgeon called and scheduled a follow-up with me, which I was supposed to call them, and it's like my list of 6 things to do yesterday, and I didn't get them done. And fortunately they called me to schedule, so I have that scheduled out for a month follow-up, which is coming around the corner really. And then I have OT tomorrow, I have PT now on Friday, and I just talked to my son about what an oncologist is. Words that kids should not need to know about. Anyway, there's not much I can say about the oncologist because I just don't have the information. My head was speeding 20 steps ahead for a short period of time, enough that when I reached out to a friend and she's like, how are you doing? And I'm like, here we go. This is how I'm doing. And part of, I can't even try to understand, but I know part of why I'm so sluggish is just because I'm tired. And after processing this morning with the cancer center therapist, I'm trying to pull more than 100% from my body again, and it's just not there. That's where I want to focus on today. And this has all happened so fast, and like I didn't meditate this morning. I didn't do any of my PT exercises this morning. I left a post-it note that said by my breakfast, lunch, and dinner bins. The breakfast one said, oh, I have leftover mushrooms. So it said, make an omelet with mushrooms and Munster cheese. And I laughed. I'm like, I can't make an omelet with Munster cheese and mushrooms. If they go bad, they're just going to need to go bad. And they're really good mushrooms too, but I can't. I have to use a non-stick pan. That's not the one that's on the stove that's clean. I can't be scrubbing pans because I don't have the arm energy to do that. it's just stupid little things like that. So I had a cup of oatmeal or a bowl of oatmeal, whatever, which is what I would normally eat anyway. So I had oatmeal, and then I had a hard-boiled egg, and I went to put the oatmeal in the what do you call it, in the microwave, and I put it in a paper bowl because the paper ones are just easier to maneuver, even though it has like a wax coating, so it's a little bit thicker. But the microwave is like over the stove, so it's a little high, and I usually can like tuck stuff in, but with a bowl you have to be more careful it doesn't spill. And I didn't spill, but it's just these stupid little things that are productions that should not need to be productions. Like, I could only use 1 pack of oatmeal because 2 wouldn't fit in the bowl, which is fine. But then when I take the oatmeal out, because the bowl's too small, it starts to overload the bowl. And then when I take the bowl out, I have to be super, super careful that I don't spill the oatmeal on the way out and burn myself or make a mess. And I take it out, and of course it spilled over the side of the oatmeal, and then I'm like, well, now I have to clean it up. And that requires me reaching further into the microwave, which I physically can't do. You know, I think of how annoying it is, and like, you take for granted the ability to do all the little things that you do every day. And then I think on the other end of things about people that are like, you know, what if I had my left arm amputated or something? You know, people need to figure out how to live their lives. And I know this is short term. But when these like everyday little things are taken away from you, and you have to figure out like, how do you live, and, you know, how do you do life in a different way than how you're programmed to? And I always, you know, I always step up. Like, you know, I do things for other people. I help in the community. You know, I single mom like a champ. I do all these things, and something's got to give. And he reminded me this morning that, you know, bring it back. I can't give more than 100%. And when my body is telling me, like, I can't do an omelet, I can't bend over right now to get a frying pan because there's 2 other frying pans inside of it, and I can't lift that much. It's just so frustrating. Like, I kind of, days like this, I wish I was like super lazy before, so it wouldn't be as much of a change of lifestyle for me. But that's just not my lifestyle. And like I said, I know I'll come back to it. But anyway, what he was telling me as an analogy to help me was comparing all this stuff to like a saw, like a jigsaw, I guess. I don't know. Like my armpit really hurts. And I can't even think of the best analogy of how he explained it right now. But he helped me realize, like, not thinking of stuff in the matter of tasks and lists, but more so chunks of time. That, you know, like you're starting out here, and let's say that like this morning, for example, I wake up, there's birthday candles on the table from yesterday. There's like crumbs on the counter from yesterday that I just conked out last night, and I just fell asleep, which is fine. So this morning, it makes sense. So this morning, I spent probably about an hour of time, like, you know, building up, doing all these things I have to do, you know, straightening up, trying to, I could not do dishes this morning, but trying to get chores done. And they're not big chores. It's like, just put the stuff away so that you can start the next day. You know, like, don't have food sitting out. I don't want bugs or anything, but I'm going up with what I'm doing. And then when I'm going up too far, I hit that point, and then it's like, crash down. I gotta lean back because I can't lift my arm that much. And that's like 1 tooth of the saw. And then you try again later, and you go too high, and then poof, you come back down. So your whole day ends up being like, you know, doing what you're gonna do, and then you crash, and then poof, you're back down to where you started. Doing what you're gonna do, and then you do too much, and then crash back down where it started. So those are the teeth. And I have to stop moving my arm because that hurts to do that analogy with my hands. So what he was telling me is, instead of doing it that way, because I'm a checklisty kind of person, is to think of it as getting to a place where you're not going up and down, up and down, up and down. You're trying to get it as level as you can. And he said, think of it in increments of like a half hour. You know, take a half hour to straighten up stuff. And like set a timer. And if you're not done after a half an hour, you're not done after after a half an hour. But then after that half an hour is done, take a half hour to take a break, whether you think you need it or you don't. Because then you're not crashing. Then you're just like taking your little half an hour and you're plateauing for a half an hour. And then you're still up and able to get to the next half an hour and do whatever. Granted, it's 3 o'clock and I haven't done that, but I really haven't gotten my butt off the couch today. And that's okay, because I feel like I've been doing too much the past few days. Like, I was so excited yesterday when I walked. It was like 20 or 27 minutes that I walked. But the reality is I probably should have not gone from going 8 minutes and then crash to going like 30 minutes and then crash. Why would I do that? Like, how do you undo that? You can't. And then I end up going like, however many steps backwards. So while for me, setting the timer to cut off at a half an hour might not be the most practical, I might set my echo to go off after a half an hour or something. But it even goes down to my vlogs. Like, for me, this is real time, obviously. I do these live, but I am uploading, what is it, like day 55? Day 56, which was last Thursday. Today's Wednesday. So I'm 6 days behind on uploading things. And I need to get caught up, mostly because of help that I need. People will look at these vlogs and then, people that are local that are there to help me. And like on the vlog, I was complaining about my hair and about bins and stuff like that. And meanwhile, I have solutions to those things now. But the fact that the past couple of days has been really, really tough on me, if I keep dilly-dallying with this, no one will really know that. And part of the reason why I'm doing these vlogs is, yes, for you and also for me. Because as much as social media is awful at times, it's also the best way for me to get a hold of people, a lot of people, in a short period of time. But if they're seeing something that happens a week ago, they may not know it's a week ago. But then when they're reaching out for help, it's not the kind of help I need at the time. So while I have that goal to get things updated, I also know that I can only do what I can do. There's my clock right now. I can only do what I can do. And I have my stuff ready for my description, and I'll upload it when I'm done with this. But I'm not going to upload like 3 episodes in one day. I always rewatch them. I always rewatch them before I put them up, just to, I don't know. I don't really know why, because I've never edited one, and I don't plan to. But I look at it, and then I see myself, and I'm like, holy freckles. Like, look at my freckles I have on my face. It's crazy. I have no makeup on. I should put my contacts in. My hair, my last one had so many flyaways, and that's why I put the hat on. I should go on Amazon today and look at other hats I could wear that are cutesy hats. It's just a matter of organizing time differently. It's not so much a matter of tasks anymore. It's a matter of time and acknowledging my body. My body right now, it's healing well. Like I got changed today. As you can see, I'm not wearing it. I mean, I have my hoodie, but I'm not wearing a button-down shirt. I'm wearing my t-shirt that has a wide collar because I'm wearing my the bra that someone sent me. The other ones from Amazon are delayed, which blows. They were supposed to be here yesterday, and now, like, I don't even know if I'm getting them because it said it's delayed and may or may not arrive. Crossing my fingers that it arrives. But usually the Amazon guy's here by now. But I have the other bra on, which is giving me a lot of support, which is helping. But when I got changed this morning, I looked at the scars in the mirror, on the right side where the tumor was, they are healing really well. The left side looks messier. I don't know if it's how I shower. It just seems like all the markings and stuff are not coming off as easily on the right side or on the left side, which I don't know why. Like I'd love to just go through with a loofah and scrape it off, but that would be a horrible idea. Like I just want the purple gone. And you know, even if I use my hand to gently go over it, gentle is not going to get the markings off, but I'm not like that freaking overkill that I'm going to sit there scrubbing to get the markings off. They'll come off when they come off. Yeah. Just too much. So when the physical therapist called today and she's like, I have an opening this afternoon, and I'm like, you know what? I said, I can't do physical therapy today. I haven't done anything really remotely physical today, but my body is taking whatever percent it's taking to heal, to make my, you know, my right boob at least look as good as it does. And my body does not have enough percent to give to do physical therapy today, or to put makeup on, or to put my contacts in, or to take care of my flyaways, or any of that. My body right now is like, sit your ass on the friggin' couch and just watch Jersey Shore and just shut your trap and just lay and take the damn Tylenol. That is what my body is telling me right now. And it's working because of the fact that I can laugh and not be clutching my chest for holy dear life means that I need to just sit on the damn couch. I have to say though, the Tiger Balm that I bought, I did buy it. Someone else picked it up. The one that's not expired, it did work wonders last night because my back did not hurt at all last night, which was awesome. So now I know. Tiger Balm, just check the date on the bottom. I know a lot of stuff has expiration dates and it's like, yeah, it's still good afterwards. It works, it just doesn't work well enough. But last night, like even now, my back does not really hurt at all. And I think that's what allowed me to be able to get as much sleep as I did. So what I have to be okay with, it's hard when you're independent, man. Yeah, so what I have to be okay with at this point is going back to taking the Tylenol, and not sucking up and just dealing with the pain, because that's slowing me down. It's having my ass sit up back on the couch. I have to be okay with, so I can't take non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. I'm on Bayer, but like the Bayer is such a low dose. It's not for pain or anything. It's a blood thinner. That's why I take it. But for pain management, I can't. I have to just get over myself thinking, oh, I'm okay, and I'll just suck through it. Because if I feel that in my head, my body's like, no, sister, you can't do that, and it's not allowing me to. I don't need to go on the other extreme and call the doctor and be like, I need more oxy, because I don't. I overall feel so much better when I'm not on it, and I don't want to get addicted to something. I don't want to be, not really addicted, because I'm not a, you know, that's just not how I am. But I don't want to be dependent on it. Same way as I don't want to be dependent on the Tylenol. And I'm listening to my body now, that my body's like, cut me some slack. We're doing all this stuff here that you can't see. I see the after effects when I see that, like, oh, look, the stitching is dissolved. And oh, look, there's hardly even a line there, which makes me so happy. Because when you look at your boobs cut up like that, it's like, oh my God, who's going to want to look at those down the road? But then when you see it healing, and it's only been like not even 3 weeks, it just makes me feel fantastic. I have to give my body the time it's asking for, and I have not been doing that. So, yeah, I have to be okay with tasks and small increments, not checklist things. I have to be okay with knowing my body is working its tail off for me to heal. And I'll come back to the faith part. I don't mean like God, religious faith part. I mean like having faith in things that you can't see but are still happening, which sounds religious, but when you think of it, for my body at least, he was telling me this morning, he's like, they took your tissues and they went and cut them apart, and then they went and put them back together again, and then sewed it all up. And he's like, you can't see all that stuff happening of my body coming back together again to seal up those pieces and to have everything adhere the way it's supposed to. I can't see that. That does not mean that it's not happening. And when my body's trying to do this, and I'm like, no, I want to walk for 28 minutes, my body is doing what it's doing, but it's not getting any closer. And I have to get that, like, if I walk 10 minutes, I walk 10 minutes. And that's fine. As much as my personality wants to sit there talking for a half an hour, and it's great, and I'm glad that I do. But to do it in a big chunk, I can't do that. My body's telling me that I can't do that. It's beyond a slowing down. It's more of a new way of organizing what my days are looking like. I don't want to have to go to the point where I'm putting on these stupid compression socks because I don't like the way they feel. Like, I just want to be barefoot. I can't stand the way they feel. But I do notice, or I did, not so much right now, but my fingers were getting a little swollen and stuff. And I'm like, I don't need to go there. So just, slow it down and take it in increments. And that will also help with my time management on these vlogs, because I'm pretty much done. I'm at 20 minutes. If I do an hour vlog, I'm obviously not listening to my body. So I'm going to wind it up right there then, and get my day, 56 is ready to get up and get going. And it's funny because even then I look at this stuff like, wow, it seemed like forever ago. It was a week. I need to think back as to all the things that I've done in a week and just give myself a break and just reorganize things differently. Life changes all the time. My body is telling me to let it have its time to heal. And if I'm super tired, I have to let myself be tired, because I'm tired as a result of all the work my body's doing right now. It's making all the pieces adhere with the implants, with the alloderm, with all of it attaching where it's supposed to be, so that my boobs look all cool. I had already said, like, I'm not putting a picture of my boobs up on this ever. I'm just not. I actually added some pictures onto the Facebook page, which has the same name as this. And one showed a part of my breast. And I looked at it a few times over like a half hour or something. And I'm like, you know what? No. Line drawn. Boundaries. It wasn't like a nude picture or anything. It's the fact that my boob was even in the picture. I didn't like it. So I deleted it. I'm not doing that. No. When all's said and done and I get to be all dolled up and whatever, and, the story of these two chickies is all set to go, then people can look that have a ticket, that I give a ticket to see. But social media is not going to be the way that I do that. That's not how I roll at all. You want to see him? Ask, and I'll most likely tell you no. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, take care of myself right now, because I'm hitting 27 minutes. I'm going to, because it's 3 o'clock, I'm going to, you know what I am going to do? I'm actually going to go out for a 10-minute walk only. And then when I come back, I'm changing my pants because my sweats are just too tight right now. And then I'm going to watch TV or something dumb. I'm going to watch Jersey Shore for the 45 minutes that it runs. Yeah. And then I'll get the vlog up and stuff and then get going. But, yeah, the takeaway for today is that sawtooth analogy. I can't do 2 hours of stuff and then crash for 2 hours. Crashing for 2 hours does not work. I can't try to, be like, yeah, I'll just power through. Because then something is going to give, and what's going to give? My healing is what's going to give. And the reality is, like, when I look at my leave time, I have, what, 3 weeks left of leave before I'm supposed to be going back to work. Like, I can't even imagine how is that supposed to work when I can't even put my laptop over my arm to do work. I have no idea how that's supposed to work. Even to type, I can't type even on a phone and make like cohesive sentences. So, but I'm thinking too far ahead because that's like in 3 weeks, and think of all that's changed in the past 3 weeks. That's a problem with when you're a perfectionist. It's like you want everything to be perfect, but baby steps. I have to focus on the now. I have to focus on that sawtooth analogy so that I don't crash. So 10 minutes is my walk, and that's it. I'll make a loop around, and then I'll come back, and that's the end of it. And that's all I can do. And tomorrow morning when I wake up, and if there's still dinner out, I don't mean like actual food, I mean like plates or crumbs or whatever, they're going to need to be. The first thing that's the most important is to feed myself. And, you know, once I eat, if I have extra time before that half-hour chunk, I'll clean up. And if it's hit a half an hour and it's not clean, then it's not clean. It's going to have to wait till my next half-hour time. And that's all. 100%. That's all I got. And my body has taken whatever it is. And the only way I can know what it's taken is by my energy level. All right, 10-minute walk coming back in. And then blog 56, which you will already have seen by the time I put this one up. But sawtooth goes for anything, you know. You just got to only give yourself what you can before you crash, because no one wants to crash. Nor do I want to lean forward to press the stop button. So I'm going to wait. I hate that there's like a delay on this working. I could probably read the instructions, but not in a list of top 10s to do right now. All right. See y'all tomorrow.